Hello and welcome to the PSA On-Farm Team Sensor Installation Tutorial. Thank you for joining us. Today we're going to be demonstrating how to install the node and gateway system into your bare ground and cover crop subplots as part of the on-farm protocol. This video will go over the site layout, the supplies you'll need to bring with you, gateway installation, node and sensor installation, how to fill out the KOBO form, and the initial synchronization of the nodes and gateway. Each site will have one gateway and 4 nodes, which each take data from 4 experimental subplots. Now we can gather the supplies we need to install our sensors, nodes, and gateways on farm. You will receive 4 sets of nodes and sensors, one for each of your strips. Your Rep 2 strips will each receive nodes attached to 3 TDR probes, all at different depths. There will be 3 sensors at 10 centimeters, 40 centimeters, and 75 centimeters, which all have PVC pipes and caps. In addition to this, your Rep 1 strips will also receive a 4th TDR sensor, which will not have any PVC pipe attached and will be placed horizontally at a depth of 5 centimeters. Your Rep 1 strips will also have a climate temperature sensor, which is placed on the soil surface. Here's a list of other tools you will need to take to the field with you. Check the protocol for the most up-to-date information on what supplies are provided and what needs to be purchased. And make sure to download any updated KOBO forms before heading to the field. Now that you have all of your supplies and sensors, it's time to head to the field. We will begin by installing the gateway first, then we'll install our sensors and nodes. Begin by locating potential locations for the gateway. An ideal spot will have an unobstructed view of the nodes, be in full sun, and have cellular reception. Scout your site and look for spots at the edge of the field which meet these requirements. Once you have your spot chosen, use your auger to dig a hole about 2 to 3 feet deep. Use a mallet to insert your 1 1/2 inch PVC pipe into the ground. This will be the base for your gateway. Next, attach your PVC neck. The gateway will be placed on top of this, but don't mount the gateway yet. Turn the gateway off. Older gateway models also need to be disconnected from the solar panel. To finish off, put some desiccant packs and a humidity indicator inside. After installing your gateway, head back to the field to install your sensors and nodes. Start by locating the bare and cover crop plots that you set up earlier in the season when you gathered cover crop biomass. Head to your first subplot and pick a location in the center of a row to install your sensors. Make sure to pick a representative location with good plant stand and be careful not to damage emerging crops. Begin the installation process by augering out 3 holes about 2 to 3 feet apart for your TDR sensors. All subplots will need these holes. Auger out 10 centimeter, 40 centimeter, and 75 centimeter holes for your sensors. Position your holes so your sensors will be about 3 feet away as shown here. Choose spots for your nodes about 5 feet away from your sensors and auger out holes for them as well. It's easiest to auger out sections bit by bit. If you auger too far, you could become stuck and unable to pull your auger out of the ground. If you accidentally dug your hole too deep, add a small amount of soil and tamp it down with your grazing stick until it's firm. While you're digging, your partner can start putting sensors in the ground. Start by inserting your node into the hole you augered. Next, grab your sensors with PVC and slide a rubber gasket onto them. This will prevent preferential flow. Now begin to slowly insert each of the 3 sensors with PVC into their respective holes until they make contact with the soil at the bottom of the hole. You may need to use a rubber mallet to drive the sensor into the ground, but be very careful not to use excessive force, as this can damage the sensor. Push all of your sensors in until the line is flush with the soil. Once all sensors are in the ground, add zip ties to keep wires elevated away from the soil surface and free from predation and damage. Repeat this node and sensor installation process for all subplots. If this is one of your Rep 1 subplots, you will also need to install the horizontal TDR sensor without PVC. Use a hand trowel to excavate a hole that's 5 cm deep and keep the soil nearby to fill the pit once the sensor is installed. Position this hole so it's directly underneath decomp bag number 5, which is removed last. Push the 4th TDR sensor into the wall and fill the pit with the soil that you removed earlier. Your temperature sensor should be placed on the soil surface directly under decomp bag 5. Don't forget to seal the bottom of the node enclosure and the PVC-T with putty. Finish by turning the node off. Older models may need to be disconnected from the solar panel as well. Put some desiccant packs and a humidity indicator inside. At this point, you should have installed all of your sensors and nodes in all 4 replicates. There's only a few more steps until we're done with the entire water sensor installation process. After you've finished installing everything, fill out the KOBO sensor install form that you loaded before coming into the field. Open the KOBO form, scan the barcode serial numbers of the nodes and gateway, and assign the 3-letter farm code. Take all necessary GPS points, and submit the form when you have an internet connection. After completing the form, it's time to turn on the nodes and gateway. Bring the gateway over to your nodes. Reconnect to the solar panel and turn the nodes on. The status LED should turn on. Next, turn on the gateway and reconnect it to the solar panel. Make sure the status LED turns on. The LED signals that the gateway and nodes are going through initial synchronization. If the LEDs turn off after a few minutes, that means that the nodes and gateway have successfully communicated, so don't worry if this happens. To check for communication between the gateway and nodes, open Tech Dashboard. After you log in, click on the menu and select the device's view. Here you will see color-coded cards for each of your gateways. Click on the card that has the same last 5 digits of the SIM card in your gateway. If your gateway and node successfully communicate, you will see data strings like this. If you don't see these initial synchronization messages within 20 minutes, then reboot the system and try again. Do this by turning the nodes and gateways completely off and disconnecting the solar panels if necessary. Wait a minute and turn the nodes on first before turning on the gateway. You may have to reboot the system and try several times before synchronization is successful. Now that your gateway and nodes are connected, go back and finish installing your gateway by putting it on the PVC neck piece. You are now done with the sensor installation process. Let's review the steps one more time. Gather your supplies, scout a location for the gateway and install the gateway. Install the sensors and nodes. Complete the KOBO form. Turn the gateway and nodes on. And confirm initial synchronization. For more detailed information on sensor installation, as well as troubleshooting tips and contact information, please refer to the written protocol in the PSA shared drive.